Game 7. The winner makes it to the Winter Major. The best team ever in Asia stands in the final. Against them, a team who didn't even qualify. What is the biggest underdog story in Rocket League? The Peeps winning DreamHack Montreal?
That we have ever seen! The Peeps! DreamHack Montreal!
The Team Echo Zulu run at DreamHack Leipzig? The Cheeps getting top 4 at RLCS Worlds? Honestly, instead, I want to look over at APAC and the stories that have happened there. To begin this story, we need to go back to January 2022. Coming off of a flawless first split from Tokyo Verde, we reached the winter split. Sitting pretty at the top as the clearly defined best team in APAC North, they run into some trouble. There are a couple major characters in this story, and I first want to introduce you to Popo. Popo had his rise in this split of APAC. Rising to the top of the stats, Popo was a force not to be messed with. Consistently at the top of the stats, and always pushing his team to new heights, finally it happens. A bracket reset win in the grand finals means that Popo and his teammates on Nimpt finally take down Realize and the rest of Tokyo Verde. This was the first time that Realize had ever been defeated in Asia, and it sent waves all across the region. Was this the new super team of Asia? The new top contender? In Asia, Nimpt had a particular rival, a team that goes by the name of Detonator. Every time Nimpt played this trio of Opix, Mikan and Burn, they went to Game 7. Without fail, it was always an intense, nail-biting series, and even with the Nimpt regional win, this did not change. Entering Regional 2, Nimpt once again got the upper hand over their rivals Detonator, but this time, against Tokyo Verde, they were not so lucky. A 4-0 sweep against them sends Nimpt down to the lower bracket, where once again they must face Detonator. This time, they fell in Game 7. Tokyo Verde are able to get back on their feet, and with an easy sweep over Detonator in the grand finals, they get themselves back to the top of APAC North. With the results and Tokyo Verde back on their feet, they push themselves back into first in the point standings, with Nimpt and then Detonator trailing closely behind. There was no change with Regional 3 in terms of the Detonator and Nimpt rivalry. Once again meeting in the upper bracket, this time, Detonator found that coveted Game 7 victory to head to the upper finals against Tokyo Verde. An improvement on the previous result, but still not enough. Detonator fall in Game 7 and are sent down to the depths of the lower bracket, where none other than Nimpt are waiting for them. To the surprise of absolutely no one at this stage, that series also went to a Game 7 thriller. After coming back from a 3-1 deficit, Nimpt clawed back the series to win it, and send themselves off to the grand final once again, and secure their place in the major qualifier. A grand final against Tokyo Verde was where Nimpt got their win last time. Unfortunately for Nimpt, this time they were not able to complete the bracket reset, and although winning Series 1, they couldn't close it out in the second, and Tokyo Verde were once again on top of APAC North. That then brings us to the major qualifier. The story over for Detonator. They didn't do enough to make it to the major qualifier. Third place in points was simply not enough. Over in APAC South, it was Gladiators and AHA in the top 2 standings, so they would be the final 2 teams in that qualifier. Then, an announcement was made that was going to shake up the whole tournament. Nimpt were unable to play in the Winter Major for reasons not entirely known, but nevertheless, with this announcement, Nimpt were removed from the major qualifier and a replacement had to be found. It was quite simple. Who was the next best team in APAC North? Detonator. Detonators are given an extra life that a team couldn't even dream of receiving. They are given one final chance to prove themselves, to show that they can be the best in Asia. They were never meant to be in this tournament, but here they are, up the rest of the top dogs of the region. Unfortunately for Detonator, their first series ends how many feared. A simple win for Gladiators sent Detonator down to the lower bracket, a place they are oh so familiar with. Detonator do bounce back well though. They made light work of the second place APAC South team, to make it to the lower finals.
Well, does it again. This one's up top. Clausy can't get the touch, but oh my word.
Surely.
Squiggly can, but only once, not twice. And Olpix, he will find the goal to send Detonator to the next round of the lower brackets.
No one expected anything else to come from Detonator. They once again had to face Gladiators, a team who didn't struggle too much against them before. Detonator were the underdogs. Although the odds were immensely against them, a series that began 2-1 in favour of Gladiators ended in Detonator dominating the APAC South team 6-1 in Game 4, 5-3 in Game 5. Detonator made it to the finals.
Unless they can keep this one up, which
Surely.
they cannot. Meekan adds one to the tally, and Detonator send themselves to the grand finals of the APAC Major Qualifier.
Waiting in the grand final was none other than Tokyo Verde, the only team that Detonator could never beat. Before the grand final, Detonator had only ever won 4 individual games against Tokyo Verde, though 3 of them were in the previous regional where they lost 4-3. Nevertheless, the team that wasn't meant to be here was met with the biggest challenge yet, and Detonator took that challenge in stride. Coming in from the upper bracket gave Tokyo Verde a 1-game advantage, so before the series even began, they were already 1-0 up. After a close second game won in an overtime by Detonator, the series was all tied up, but Tokyo Verde was quick, and another overtime later, they take the series back into their control. As the games continued, Detonator's so-called secret weapon really came to show: Olpix. This man was a demo machine. If you were on the pitch, he was going to try and take you out. With some incredible play from the whole Detonator squad, they reached Game 7. The series tied 3-3, 5 minutes away from doing the impossible. This is where those aforementioned demos really came to play. A goal fest took place while Detonator were out for blood. 10 demos in Game 7 and only 2 on the side of Tokyo Verde. An incredibly tight final game where one mistake could cause disaster for either team. They do it. They weren't meant to be here. They didn't qualify for the tournament, but through pure determination and a little bit of good fortune, they done it.
They're holding on to their lead. 10 seconds until Detonator defy all odds and send themselves to Los Angeles, and they do it!
They shouldn't even be here, but by chance, by NIMT not being able to play in this qualifier, Detonator got the chance and they had made goal out of it.
An accumulation of Meekan and Burns' incredible attacking performance, alongside Olpix's demoing and defending abilities, cemented Detonator into the Rocket League history books forever.